Today we celebrate the feasts of St. Peter's and Paul, patrons of Rome. Peter, which means rock, would become the first pope. St. Paul, the apostle of the Gentiles, was imprisoned, then beheaded in Rome in the year 67. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Wyatt Goolsby. The number of American adults who have never been married is at a historic high. According to Pew Research Center, 1 in 5 adults ages 25 and older have never been married. Catherine Szeltner has more on the trends. Catherine.
Wyatt, the data behind divorce and marriage in the U.S. can be staggering. That's why Amber and David Lapp, a young married couple, moved to Ohio to find out the stories behind these statistics. After more than 3 years of research for the Love and Marriage in Middle America project, the Lapps tell me young adults are overall conflicted about marriage.
On the one hand, they say things to downplay marriage, like marriage is just a piece of paper, or it's no different than living together. But on the other hand, the same young adults, and often in the same interviews, would say things to elevate marriage or express desire for marriage, like marriage is sacred, or it's the best thing, or many young adults told us about what it was like to grow up in fragmented families, and they said that they wanted to give their children to the benefits of two married parents. So it was difficult to categorize young adults into terms of pro-marriage and anti-marriage. Rather, they were divided within themselves about marriage.
Why specifically did you two research in Middle America? Why that demographic?
By Middle America or working class, we're referring to the about 60% of Americans with a high school diploma, but no four-year college degree. And we chose them because that's where divorce and unwed childbearing is mostly concentrated in America today. So for instance, 58% of first births to high school educated women are outside of marriage, compared to only 12% of first births to college educated women. So there's a huge difference there. And we wanted to understand the stories behind the stats. So that's why we chose Middle America.
As a young married couple yourselves, what do you two want to share to the young adults in this culture that's increasingly anti-marriage?
A lot of young people today want to see living examples of lifelong love. They're very desperate for that. And people in the church have the opportunity to provide those living models. But if we're going to do that, we ourselves have to think rightly about what love is, what marriage is. And so I'd say start by reflecting on what love is, because a lot flows from that. Do you think of love as mostly the result of blind fate, or do you think of love as the result of a free choice? Our culture mostly teaches us to think about it as the result of blind fate, but it's not true. Each couple gets to decide if their love is going to grow into something strong and beautiful. Each couple gets to be co-creators of their love. We have the freedom to love through thick and thin. And if that's true, then we don't have to be afraid of divorce culture. We don't have to be afraid of marriage. And we can be the witnesses to lifelong love that we want to be and that young people today want to see.
The Lapps believe the root cause behind this marriage conflict is based on trust issues. Young adults delay marriage because they don't want to get hurt. They're compiling their on-the-ground research in a book to be called Love Like Crazy, Looking for Marriage in Middle America. Wyatt?
An important issue. Catherine Szeltner, thanks very much for that report.